All right. Thanks for tuning into RNCI, your multi-purpose radio show. We have news, entertainment, music, sports, and more. Attention! Breaking news. The prohibition is official. Drink your alcohol sparingly, folks. The 18th Amendment was passed, so we are no longer allowed to buy, sell, or manufacture alcohol. If you already have it, then you can drink it, but otherwise, it's now illegal. The brand new Coming Up Golden Age is based off to talk about his career. Hi Louie, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
So do you want to tell us a little about the Harlem Renaissance and your music?
So my friends and I have been so excited about this. Our music has gained so much momentum. I started singing in 5th grade. I then got a job for a Jewish family collecting junk and delivering coal. They were very nice to me and often invited me for dinner most nights. My goal is to influence other musicians. I started as a band leader, then I sang for a while. Then I finally found my passion playing trumpet.
So Armstrong, what's this fuss I've heard about you replacing Oliver?
Well, they just asked me to sub in one day for Oliver because he was really sick, and I guess the next day they fired him and told me I was the perfect fit for their band. But soon after that happened, I quit my job to focus on my musical acts.
Interesting. Well, unfortunately that's our time limit for the interview. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Louis Armstrong is a huge influence on jazz, which led into the Jazz Age. The Jazz Age is one of the factors of ending the Great Depression. This is a very cultural movement that is taking place in mainly the United States, but also Britain, France, and more.
Latest news we have just been given is that Rebecca Felton was just sworn in as the first woman to serve in the United States Senate. Women's rights as of right now are changing. Many women believe that it is their right and duty to take a serious part in politics, and women are now allowed to vote, and people are very excited about it. It is also easier to get a divorce, so women aren't being forced to stay at home with abusive and alcoholic husbands. Cookers, electric irons, refrigerators, washing machines, and vacuum cleaners gave women more time for leisure, which is what everybody wanted. The long hair tradition is now coming to a close. The bob haircut is now representing independence and modernism. The changing role of women was a result of the work they did during the war. They wanted a change, and that's just what they got. The number of working women has increased by 25% since then. Their fashion is basically expressing their new gained independence and freedom. Some of the most popular fashion trends right now include striking Art Deco designs, cloche hats and bobbed haircuts, the boyish Garcon look, and fun fringe flapper dresses or glamorous silk gowns for the evening attire. Very popular fashion designer we all know of for many women is highly respected by everyone, not only for her fashionable clothing but also for her independence and confidence. People love her light, clear, and floral colors with the complex beading and trim. She uses mannequins to show women how to combine and accessorize their new fashions. The new trend for upper class women is silk, which is obviously more expensive. Also, the discovery of the fabulous tomb of King Tutankhamun in the movies such as Cleopatra starring Hollywood actress Theda Bara led to the Egyptian style that influenced fashion and makeup. Colleen Moore wears the Dutch boy bobbed haircut that many flappers know her for, and a lot of people are copying her. She's making that hairstyle quite famous. Moore is the top box office draw in America, drawing a salary of $12,500 a week. Seems crazy, but she's really smart about her money. She's one of the first women to become a flapper. Flappers represent modernism and show the values and the changing status of women of our new era. The free-spirited flappers openly disregarded laws and conventions, cut their hair, listened to jazz, and scandalized the older generation. The independent, exuberant, and unconventional attitudes of flappers are challenging the traditional ideas by wearing short skirts, bobbed hairstyles, makeup, and cosmetics. Flappers are really going to the extreme, and they are drinking and smoking in public and becoming sexually liberated. Now, something that is causing a huge fuss throughout the town are speakeasies. They are being found so much more often. For those of you that don't know what a speakeasy is, they are secret, illegal drinking dens, saloons, or nightclubs that sell illicit alcoholic beverages. The speakeasies are located in major northern cities such as Chicago and New York. According to the prohibition, it is illegal to sell, manufacture, or transport alcoholic beverages. Bootlegging throughout the United States is becoming more prevalent. Although you can drink the alcohol you already have. Speakeasy is a nickname for these types of bars because patrons whisper code words to enter the places. Lower classes who could not afford quality liquor were sometimes sold poisoned alcohol, or cut liquor, in the speakeasies. The most common poisoned alcohol was called Jamaica gin, or more commonly known as Jake. Many movie stars and famous flappers, such as Barbara Stanwyck, Gilda Gray, and Josephine Baker, started their careers singing and dancing in the speakeasies and now are more famous. Speakeasies claim to sell soft drinks and coffee, but we all know most serve liquor behind the scenes, and some even sell their alcohol in coffee cups. Prohibition gangsters are taking control over the distribution of alcohol in the speakeasies, which is leading us into organized crime. As of right now, we're kind of in that partying atmosphere. We have increased violence and crime a lot. Although we are going through a deep, deep depression, American mobsters and European crime syndicates are thriving right now. Criminals like Al Capone, Bonnie and Clyde, and John Dillinger are our headliners this year with all of their crazy acts of violence and crime. Jobs are scarce and we all have families to feed, clothe, and bathe. And speakeasies are an easy way out and an easy way to make money. It's sad, but this is what people are having to turn to. Anyone who can supply the booze is considered partaking in an organized crime.
Prohibition really isn't achieving anything. We have higher crime rates and a large amount of excessive violence. The quality of alcohol is very poor and many people are becoming sick. Deaths from alcohol poisoning are rising by 400%. People argue that alcohol was less easily obtainable before Prohibition since the bootlegging industry was so immense. You could purchase alcohol on almost any street in America. Many home products were of poor quality, however, people were very inventive about the making of home alcohol. Or pop culture is emerging as well with automobiles, flappers, jazz music, movies, and nightclubs. The automobile is the all-new way of transportation and it doesn't even get much credit. It shows independence and now people can go wherever they want, whenever they want, without a horse. Cars are more of a symbol of independence than the fashions, the jazz, the booze, because they made those things possible. Jazz shaped our age. It is the soundtrack and motivation of our new era. Jazz music is the theme song to flappers dancing on rooftops, gangsters hanging in smoky speakeasies. It is the track behind Steamboat Willie's trip down the old Mississippi. Another huge topic right now is our movie advancements. Hollywood and New York are who started the new type of entertainment. Warner Brothers, Fox Film, and Metro Goldwyn Mayer are the three of the largest and most powerful production companies in the world as of right now. These movies valued beauty and fashion and spark the entire fashion interest. We are also having flagpole sitting contests, which is a form of entertainment. Some would even say a hobby. Alvin Kelly is looked at for the longest flagpole sit, which was 21 days, and he also sat on a flagpole during a thunderstorm. Someone else curious, a boy named Avon Foreman, only 15 sat upon a pole for 10 days, 10 hours, and 10 seconds. He and others are inspired for all of the flagpole sitters around. People are becoming more social. We used to stay in with our families, and now we spend time with friends and families, but we can be outside and have more fun. You think flagpole sitting sounds crazy? We have dance marathons for days with non-stop dancing. Now this usually is for a charity or a contest, but some were just for fun. People dance until they literally drop. Human endurance contest, which is what people jokingly call them, is where couples dance almost non-stop for hundreds of hours, as long as a month or two, competing for prize money. These dance-a-thons are very popular with the youth and are widely covered by the media. Now for brainstorming, which I think is the most dangerous, not yet widely known. Barnstorming is where professional stunt pilots perform tricks either individually or in groups called flying circuses. They flew their rickety aircraft within a few feet off the ground, looped them again and again in dangerous maneuvers, and pursued in suicidal dives, pulling out at the very last minute. Some climb out onto the wings thousands of feet above the ground and do handstands, swung from ropes to transfer from one plane to another, or hung suspended from the struts of their aircraft and dropped onto other vehicles, planes, speeding boats, or automobiles. This seems like a lot already and so quickly, but barnstormers aren't very popular yet. Devised to impress people with the skill of pilots and the sturdiness of planes, says Dick Kerwood in an interview. New and bigger stadiums and gymnasiums are being built. The introduction of the radio makes it easy for fans to keep up with their favorite teams. Newspapers are increasing their coverage of sports. Improvements in roads made it possible for fans to travel to athletic events in distant cities. For the first time, large numbers of Americans are paying money to watch other people complete an athletic contest, and I can easily say we are enjoying it.
Thank you for joining us today on our radio show, and we'll see you next week.